Hello, friends and family, gardeners, homesteaders, farmers, whatever you might be. We want to thank you. We want to welcome you to Jim's In Town Gardening and also Bella's Legacy Rabbitry. I'm sitting here with Mindy. Mindy is a lion head that we had born here. Actually, she was one of the first ones born here on the farm. And if you might remember, Leanna and I had purchased a lionhead buck, beautiful rabbit, and he ended up not being a he. He ended up being a she. And in fact, she has babies right now. Her babies are about 2 weeks old. Anyways, my hopes was to breed Benji and Mindy, and also Mindy's mom, Donna. And anyways, that didn't happen. So a few days ago, actually the guy that we bought Benji from, he texted me and asked if I had any lionheads for sale. And I told him I just had the two that were born from Benji. We kept the name Benji. I know it's not quite a girl's name, but we kept the name. She kind of knows that name when Leanna gives her apple treats at night. Come here, Benji, and she'll come to the door. So she's looking at me right now. So anyways, he called and asked if I had any lionheads, and I said I had those two. I said the only other thing that I'd have would be a year-old doe. So anyways, he's coming, I guess, tomorrow for her. Now, it's funny, I got done, this is Sunday, by the way. You're not going to be seeing this until at least Monday. I'll have a go on Monday morning. But anyways, he had texted me and wanted the address to where we live so that he'd know where to come. So, I gave him the address. I just got done delivering the church service. And I came out, I wanted to do my daily rabbit cleaning. And I came out and I look in her cage. Well, she had full fur. She's having a false labor. Because she hasn't been with a boy. She's been all by her lonesome. So she's not going to look as pretty as she normally is. She's a pretty rabbit. She's always been a fun one to handle. She loves being made of. This is probably one of the ones that we've sold. This is going to be probably the hardest one. Being one of the first ones born here, Donna's litter, it was the first one. She had 7. She was the only female out of that whole litter. So anyways, I'm just kind of brushing her up a little bit. She doesn't have the mane that she normally does. She pulled it all home. She doesn't have the skirt. Of course, she's shedded too. But she's a sweet girl. We did buy a breeding pair of lion heads a few days ago from a pet store near us. The doe had just had five babies. She sold those right off the bat. They're pretty rabbits. So that gives me the buck that I've been looking for. All along I've been looking for a buck. And I had questioned whether I wanted to keep Mindy or if we were going to use her as a breeding doe. Because I don't want to get too big in the breeding does as far as the pet rabbits are. Good girl. That's why I'm going to sell Mindy. She's a good girl. I think she'll make somebody, a good dog, whether they use her for breeding or even as a pet. I was kind of hoping she'd go as a pet, but, we can't always pick and choose where the rabbits we raise, where they're going to go. The guy buying her, I know she'll go to a good home. She'll be taken care of. Hopefully, she'll produce some nice babies. So she is a little big, for a lion head. She's, I've weighed her too, and I think she's right around 4'7". She might even be 5 pounds. And it's funny. I don't know if this has happened for you that have rabbits. When I prepare a nest box, quite often about a week before I'm going to be putting nest boxes in cages, I'll get them ready. Right now I've got 2 ready. But anyways, I will have a doe start pulling fur. Usually it's a doe that's getting ready. Well, we had 3 does that gave birth yesterday. The chocolate Rex, and I'll show you a clip of her. I probably won't show you her babies. I don't want to disturb her, although she hasn't been a problem. She had babies first thing. Leanna came out here about 4 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock in the morning, and she just got done having 11 babies. So then with Melania, a lot of you probably remember her. She was due the same day, and she has, every litter that we've had, 1, 2, 3, this is the 4th litter since we've had her that she's had. She has always been right on the date. So her last litter was February 27th. She had them on my birthday. So I figured she was going to be first. And Fawn will be the first doe that we raised here, that we bred, that had babies here. So that was kind of exciting with her. Well, she laid around the cage all day. Hadn't made any nest at all. No fur. So sometime that afternoon, all of a sudden, my wife and I had come out to do chores, 7 o'clock chores that night. And she was pulling fur to beat the band. She made her nest, and immediately she went in, and I think she had, I haven't really pawed through there. She's a new mom. I don't want to disturb her. I think she had either 6 or 7 kids, and seems to be doing a really good job. Now that is Sugar's mom, and Sugar's baby. Sugar does the same thing. Sugar waits until just before she has the babies. She pulls a massive amount of fur. Goes in the nest box, spits out the fur, paws it around a little bit, and then she turns around and she has her babies. Well, I guess Fawn is going to be the same way. Now with Melania quite often will pull fur for, you watching me. Melania will pull her fur sometimes days before. In fact, I've seen her start pulling fur a week before. I happen to be getting a nest box ready for one of the pet type rabbits, and all of a sudden she starts pulling fur. It's like, wow, girl, you're a week early to even put the nest box in. I usually put it in 3 days before. So I put the nest box in, and a week later, on my birthday, she had her babies. So you never know. You never know with them. You're such a good girl. You are. You're such a good baby. So today, I guess, one of the things that I wanted to share, I have been watching a few videos of different ones that have rabbits, and actually I've texted a few people who have just started in Rabbitry. And they have babies a week. They've got week-old babies on the ground. And they're already selling them. I don't know. I'm not all about that. I mean, for one thing, I'm not in it to make money. When we started out, it was to help put food on the table, I did want to have some pet rabbits, which, I could sell and kind of offset, what we spent on cages and, help with the grain cost. We'll go through a lot of grain here. I've got 34 cages. They're not all full. I think I've got 32 that have rabbits in it, and a lot of them have babies. If you're looking to get into, making a living on rabbits, boy, oh boy, you want to make sure you're in an area where you can sell rabbits, whether it's meat rabbits. See, I can't process rabbits here. I don't have a state inspected place to process them. I'd have to have a license to be able to do that. And I don't want to get into all that. What I do is I sell what I can, and then they go for a freezer can. What you doing, Rex? You thirsty? You thirsty? Now, another thing that I wanted to share in this video is I've had a lot of people interested in what I have for rabbits, and I thought maybe what I would do, and I'm not going to do that in this video, maybe what I would do is I would do a separate video on the rabbits that we do have for sale. I've got 3 that we rescued. They're mini Rexes. They look just like in New Zealand, except very, very small. When we got them, they were so malnutrition, scared to death. Part of me wished that we hadn't done that, but we help give them a better life. They've been loved on. They look a lot better. So that's what I'll do is in that video I'll show those 3, Faith, Hope, and Moses. I've got some, and you probably remember those. I have 4 lavender Rex does. Beautiful, beautiful does. I had a guy that was going to purchase some of them, and things came up. He can't do it now. Had another lady that was going to come up. Something happened. And that's possible for next week. I have 4 babies bucks. Those are the fawn colored ones, and 1 of her does that's still available. Then we have Daisy. She has 9 beautiful, beautiful kits. Now they'll be 6 weeks old on next Wednesday. So in a couple weeks, those will be available. I still have Donna's litter from this time. I've got 3 boys. They look more like the Rex, and 1 girl. And I really can't believe that little doe hasn't been spoken for. She's the brown one. Just a gorgeous little bunny. Not real crazy about being handled right now, but I think in time, I've seen rabbits before. Ones that get impatient with me holding them. I've seen a little girl or a little boy hold them, and they bond just like that. So I'm hoping that's what's going to happen with her, because she's a sweet little girl. Then I have Benji's 2 little babies. Now Benji had 4, 2 on the cage floor, and 2 just little tiny things. I didn't even know if they were going to make it. But now they are just as plump. They're about 2 weeks old. And I will show you those. I wasn't sure if she was even going to know what to do. She went through a false labor. Again, I had put a nesting box in somebody's cage, and she went right to pulling fur. I don't know if that plays into it. I just don't know. She had never had babies before, but and this little girl, like I said, I had 3 does that gave birth yesterday, And this afternoon after church, I came out. Well, she had quite a mound of fur that she had pulled. Poor little girl. You know, I don't know what their minds go through when this happens. You know, thinking that they're going to have babies and they don't. So let me. I'm going to make this video kind of short. I do have a clip yesterday, last night when we came out and Fawn was having her babies. She laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed, and I had my camera up there, so I'll show part of that clip so you can see. So if you just stick with me for just a minute, I'm going to put her back, and then I'm going to get Benji's babies, and I'll show you hers. Okay, it's funny. I just sat down here and the babies. Benji was in feeding them. Whoop. He's a baby. Yesterday and day before, they spent a lot of time out in the cage with Mom on the floor. This one I think is going to look a lot like Mom. Fat little thing. Like I said, they were the tiniest little things when they were born. Okay, baby. Okay, I'm going to put you back in there just in case you want to hop out with Mama. Okay, now this is the little black one. Now, the little black one, I don't know if you can, how well you can see. I don't know if Mama chewed that off, but she's missing half an ear. Hey, Benji. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, come see you, baby. Benji. Hey, Ben. Now, the other one's going to come out now. You want to go with Mama? You know, one of the other things that I want to bring up today is, you know, here in Maine, it's warmed up finally. Although today's kind of cool. Hey, baby. And flies are out. Now, I don't know if you can see in the back there, I've got a fly strip. I've had up to 3 in here. And I've got a few flies flying around. Keep a handle on that. You know, one of the things that I do, you know, I've got different ones. How can you clean those rabbit trays every single day? Well, there's multiple reasons why. Number one, I want to keep my compost bin going. I've got a lot of leaves that I'm adding in there. I want good compost so that when I get that greenhouse done and my raised beds built, I want plenty of compost. I'll use a lot of compost in the fall on my gardens. When I plant, I use a lot of compost. You know, so I want that. The other thing is to keep the smell down. I don't want anybody complaining about my rabbitry. You know, oh, you know, your smell's coming over into my yard. I don't want that. I don't want the rabbits breathing that smell. You know, in the summer months, the urine, it can get strong. Now, because I'm composting, I know I can get some materials that work well, you know, to eliminate the odor, but what does it do to your compost? You know, what am I going to be eating the next year? So anyways, the other thing is, you know, by cleaning my trays out, I don't have a lot of urine. I don't have a lot of poop. You know, if you do it every day, you know, you keep it limited. The other thing, I've had 2 does since we've started with this who got plugged up, bound up, whatever. So if I go out and I'm cleaning the trays and I'm not seeing any droppings, you know I've got something that I got to deal with right off. You know, so there's multiple reasons why I do it. You know, like I said, I've got 34 cages total. 32 are full right now. That number should drop quite a bit by the end of the week. You know, so it takes me probably 2.5 hours to do it all the way. You know, because there are some of the plastic resting naps. They get soiled. I want to clean that up, especially when you get does that are, hey, little black baby, does that when they're pulling the fur, when they start shedding, wherever you've got that fur, and then they urinate, you're going to have stuff stuck on the floor. So I want it clean. I just want it clean. It doesn't take a long time to do. And because it's part of my daily chores, so yeah, here you go, sweetheart. There's your baby. There's your baby. That, and I don't know when I'm going to have somebody come and look at rabbits. They could text me in the morning and say, hey, I hear you got rabbits. Can I come look at them? Yep. So I want it clean. I want it as clean as I can. The floor, what I do is I take a trash can that's on wheels. I put a bale of hay in there, and I go down the line and fill the hay balls up. When I'm done, I sweep up. So that's in the morning. It's done at night. Filling up water bottles. You're going to dribble water. Usually my wife does one side, I'll do the other side. Cleaning the trays out. I very well could, dump some of the urine or dump some of the poop. So, I keep that swept. Anything to keep those flies at bay. Now, my wife found this thing on Pinterest where you fill a bag, like a gallon-sized bag of water. You put pennies in it. You can take like aluminum foil, put it on there, and the flies don't like water, so they'll stay away from it. Well, I thought that sounded silly, but hey, if it works, we'll try it. So she did. And that day I came out, there was not a fly in this barn, not one. And I said, wow, honey, that's really cool. So, and the next day there wasn't any. Well, the following day I got home from, I don't know if if it was the day I rototilled somebody's garden or if it was the day I had put docks in. And I came back and there was quite a few flies in here. And I'm watching flies land on that plastic gallon container. And I said, this isn't working today. They're landing right on it. Well, she said, well, something about the sun. Anyways, I use my fly strips. Okay, this is Mocha. She's my chocolate Rex. Sweet, sweet, sweet mother. I have been waiting and waiting for the day that she had her babies. She's a great mom. She's the one that had the 11, I'm sorry. I'll paw through a little bit. Boy, she pulled a bunch more fur, too. I don't want to disturb her too much. Now, I think what's going to happen is she's going to have the chocolate, but I also think she's going to have the lavender in there, too. She was bred to a lavender buck, so... Anyways, she didn't mind me petting him at all, did you, honey? Oh, she's a good girl. She's just as proud as those babies as can be. Nympphon. Hey, little girl. Yeah, I know. You're nervous. This is my doe that was born in October. Big girl. And like I said, I'm not sure if she had 6 or she had 7. Now, I did check. All were alive. I did it kind of quickly because I didn't know how she was going to react. And I'm not going to paw through there right now because when I get in there, she has to hop in there. She's a big girl. I don't want her trampling them. First time mother. So, and then we have Melania. With Melania, I don't worry about how she's going to take care of them. She is just a good mom. She's a protective mom, but she has her babies and she feeds them. Now, Sugar's babies, once one of the rabbits that are supposed to go, she's going to come out of that nest box. These guys are They'll be 5 weeks Wednesday. Not sure how well the light's shining in there. I can take her away from these guys, and they'll be fine. We did a weigh on her 4 week. Her babies were 1.5 pounds. This girl she has her babies and they just grow. Then we've got Daisy's babies. They were, let's see, they will be 6 weeks on Thursday. No, they'll be Wednesday. Sugars will be on Thursdays. Love the colors of these. You know, there's actually 3 different colors. You got the dark, you got the lighter, and then you got the fawn colored. She did a good job. First time mother, 9 babies, not a problem with any of them. She's gotten so she's not so protective. She's ready to have them gone. So those will be available in about 1.5 weeks. They were bred. She was bred to the Red Rex. This is the only doe that I have left of baby. I thought I had 2, and the other day I checked and I've only got her. The other one ended up being a boy, and I've got the 4 litter mates to her that are bucks. Then I have this little girl. This is Donna's baby. You sweetie. She's been skittish today. I'm not sure if it's because she's alone. She's been a little skittish, so I'm going to work with her today. What you need, little baby? Good little girl. You miss your brothers? I like to have 2 in the cage when they get all separated, but she was the only girl, so. And then I've got the 3 boys, and they're all about being loved on. They'll make somebody good pets, too. Okay, and then we've got this doe. This is one of the does, the doe that we got from pet store, which is a lionhead. She's about 2 years old. She just had 5 babies. I'm anxious for her. I want to spend some time with her. She's very shy. But I think she's going to be a good rabbit. She needs to be brushed. You know, with the lion heads, I like to do it at least twice a week. Just because their fur is so long. So I'm anxious to see what she does. I'm not going to breed her for a while. It's just too warm. Don't want the stress. I got to free up some cages. I'm not sure what all my neighbors are doing. Everybody decides to do lawnmowers. And then her mate. Hey there, big boy. Hi, handsome boy. Hi. Now he sometimes will come up to the front. He's shy too, but hey, big boy. Come up and say hi. You want to get right in back of that? Hey, there you go. He's a cutie. He's a cutie. So anxious to get going with those 2. But it also gives me a buck for Donna and Benji. And then with her, you know, I've got the little boy that I just showed you. So that will be good, you know, for ones that want the lion heads. You know, that gives me 2 choices, 2 does to breed with. And then I've got Carlos. Carlos is Donna's baby, same litter as the little brown one that I showed you that's for sale, and he's a sweetheart too. He loves to be pet and held. He's really good about being held and brushed, aren't you, baby? I mean, he just looks for the affection every time you come out. Oh, little baby, good boy, good boy. So that gives me some great options. And like I said, I'm gonna do a video on rabbits that I have for sale. Like this little girl, Hope. This is one of the ones that we rescued. Hope, she's shy. Faith isn't quite as shy, but she needs to be worked with. She needs some love. And then Moses usually comes right up to the front. He likes to be pet. You can see he's still quite thin. Look at his legs. Hey, baby boy. You know, how anybody could have rabbits and just let them get that far. It bothers me. Yes, I've got a lot of rabbits. We grew quickly, but you know what? Food, a good place for them to live is crucial for me. You know, this little boy here, and I have used him for breeding. Oh, let me see if I can set this up. You know, this was a case, a boy had him, but he decided to get into a different type of animal, and when we got him, first of all, I knew he had one sore foot, but both of them were awful. Hi, baby boy. This is Blue Boy. We have had some babies from him, but ear mites. You know, if you're getting rabbits, you want to check the ears. Never had ear mites here. Got him home. I noticed that right off the bat, and we treated him. He got over it really quick, but the sore hocks, we have been doctoring, and we probably will doctor for a long time. They're getting a lot better. But, you know, this is the only cage that I use for the resting nets, sweetheart. You know, so especially at 7 o'clock when Leanne and I come out to do our evening chores, she gives them the apple treats, and we do the water, and we do the, you know, hay balls and everything. He knows that that's the time he's going to get his feet treated. He'll run to the back corner of the cage, and that's the only time he'll do that. And then once we get done, I put him back in the cage, and the first thing he wants to do is grab a mouthful of hay. So, anyways, I told you I didn't want to make this video long. Hopefully it's not going to be too long. I want to apologize last week for not having a video up. I had a doc that I had to put in. There's going to be times. I will try to get a garden update this week on how the garden's doing. You know, it was coming along so well, and then we got that frost, and that just set everybody here way behind. We're probably 2 weeks behind. But it's all good. We'll make it through. You can play with your hay ball. So anyways, want to thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully this might have helped you. If you're in this area and you're looking for some of the pet rabbits or even the bigger breeds, be watching this week, and I'll have an update on what we've got available. Some of them, it will be when they can go. I really try to hold off until 8 weeks. You know, with somebody who is used to rabbits, I will let them go a little bit earlier, but 6 weeks for me, it's just too early. You know, they go to somebody who's never had rabbits before, and you know that rabbits don't deal well with stress. And if you've got that diarrhea, you're probably going to lose that rabbit. And I don't want that for anybody. So I would rather go the 8 weeks. So anyways, thank you so much. Love you guys. God bless you. Thank you so much for your support.